I've got an amazing new indicator to share with you. The MMT Super Slope. This thing is measuring the slopes of 8 different indicators in any kind of combination you like. It will also measure the slope of those same indicators on a higher time frame, and it will give you this lovely display readout and or signals and bar color. It also measures the steepness of the slope, and there's even a special divergence section. So here we have the MMT Super Slope indicator. Right now I've got it in slope mode. You can also choose the aggregation mode. Right now I've got it set at number of conditions, but I could also choose all selected conditions. With the number of conditions, there must be at least 3 conditions that are true in order for it to print a signal. And these are all the conditions: the MACD, the RSI, the stochastics, Williams, EMA, SMA, momentum, and the volume oscillator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different indicators. So you can turn these all on or off individually. You can choose the percentage of the slope steepness. For the EMA and the SMA, you can choose both of the periods for those moving averages. There's also a master slope steepness minimum. You can choose the consecutive amount of bars to qualify as a slope. The default is just 1. And you can choose the overbought and oversold levels for the divergence. So under the preset, you can choose divergence as well. With the divergence category, I just kind of threw this in there for fun. With the divergence, I definitely want to bump up this number. Here's a 7, so 7 of the following factors have to have some kind of divergence. So here we get the divergence to the downside, here we get the divergence to the upside, and that's when 7 out of the 8 have divergence. I mainly built the indicator for the slope mode, but I wanted to play around with the divergence category, so it is in there as well. I could also make the divergence overbought and oversold a little bit higher, say at 90 and 10. Then we would only get even stronger signals for the divergence. But for the slope, this is with 3 of the conditions true. If I bumped it up to 6, you can see we get some very different signals. Hardly any signals, except for 2 down signals in the middle of the morning there. So I'm going to leave this at 3. Fun things to play around with. I highly encourage playing around with all of the settings, getting to know how the indicator works. So there's also a higher time frame. You can click that on. It only monitors a higher time frame in minutes. So this is with a 2-minute chart being factored in. You can see we got rid of some of these choppy signals. Just got a smooth bunch of up signals and a smooth bunch of down signals. So this is a 5-minute chart on the background. So this higher time frame really isn't a higher time frame, but it's an additional time frame that it's monitoring that must be in agreement. So whatever I'm using here, it must be in complete agreement with the main chart. So that means that the slope for all of these factors are in alignment on both the 5-minute and the 2-minute chart. For the readout, this is this little panel down here. If you wanted to see all the possible reasons, you could bump it up to an 8. That would be the max. I've just got it showing the top 6 reasons. If I click aligned only readout, it will only show the factors that are in congruence with either a long or short bias. I can attach this to the bottom right or the top right, and there's offsets for horizontally and vertically. I can turn these signal arrows on or off. I can paint the bar color. I can have it paint the background as well. And if I'm using a setting where I'm getting too much back and forth, I can bump up a bias threshold or a neutral band or the magnetic flip, which just requires stronger conditions for it to flip from a short to a long or a long to a short. The neutral band is kind of like a buffer zone, so if it's crossing right back and forth very close to a particular indicator, it will give it a little buffer zone. So lots of different customizable options on this indicator. I like being able to measure 8 different slopes all at once, as well as being able to add an additional time frame. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment on the YouTube channel. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.